All right, welcome back. We're going to do some data cleanup or data wrangling, as it's called, data analysis. All right, so first things first, we're going to deal with those NaN values. We're going to convert everything to just numbers, and then we're going to do some changes here to the at least the fee asset. And like I said before, or I'm saying now, destination and origin, they do have some missing values or NaN values. But remember, we're going to get rid of these column fields based on the TurboTax requirements, so we can just leave them alone. All right, let's get started. So how do we identify that a column field or column fields have NaN values in them? What we can do is we can do a simple thing like this. So I'm going to show you parts of it. So this will give us back if a column field does have NaN values. So we're going to put run this, okay? So false, true, but this isn't very helpful. So yeah, true, great, but we want something a little better that will just tell us, hey, this column field itself, how much does it have any NaN fields and how much? So what we're going to do is this, Control C, but with a sum function here, sum like this. And this is a lot better and cleaner. So this just, again, tells us, hey, these are all the field columns in your data set. And yeah, look, there's 109 NaN values in it. So let's deal with these, right? So again, destination, we don't really care about it. But fee amount and fee asset, yes, we do. All right, so let's deal with those. What we're going to do easily, or at least to start with, is fee amount and fee asset. We're going to convert all those NAs to zeros, zero number values, and we can do that easily with a fill NA little function here. So call the column, get the column, and then fill all with zero here. Replace fill NA with that. All right, we're doing that to both, and then we're going to do some other stuff to the fee asset because this is text and this is numbers. All right, there we are. All right, let's see. 0, 0. Okay, remember we want to change this. All right, so let's see. We're replacing this. All right. So for the fee asset column, we're doing a replacement. So like this. So fee asset dot replace, and then our variables here. So 0, and before when I was doing it prototyping, I put unknown, but like I said, TurboTax might be like, hey, this is crypto that really costs a lot, so we're going to overcharge you on taxes. So we're just literally going to remove that right here and put like an empty string because this column field should be just strings. All right, like that. Sorry, a little gassy right now. Cool. It's just an empty string. That's what we want, and this is also what we want for the fee amount, zeros. So let's say that you want to, what's it called? Actually, no, we don't really have a need for this, but I'm just gonna do it. Okay. So normally, let's say you're looking through all this data and you'll see all this NAs, right? And you're doing some data analysis. Let's say just based on the fee amount, like you're concentrating on that, and you see, well, this is all zero. It's kind of irrelevant, right? Like there's all these empty data fields. What we can do is we can drop them, but what happens after you drop all of those is that when you see the data frame again, you'll see that it'll be like 0, 1, 20, 50, something like that. Your rows are all misaligned. So what you can do is run this bit of code right here, and it just resets your index so that your code is formatted correctly. And it does matter later on when you're doing a bunch of data analysis. But again, we're not really going to do a bunch of data analysis. I might create like a dashboard after like we complete this, because right now, again, like I said, we're just manipulating the data frame to export an Excel file that fits the requirements for TurboTax. All right. All right. So here we're now going to deal with the date column. All right. We want it to be in the right format. Let's go back and look at our requirements at TurboTax. Okay, so we already have a date field, right? And we want it to be in this format. What we have from Uphold is a format, the date is GMT, but we want it UTC. It's pretty much the same. We're just going to do some slight tweaking so that it shows up like how TurboTax wants it. If you look it up, GMT and UTC, it's pretty much almost the same. Just slight small differences. All right. And let's go back. All right, so let's see. We are going to need some data time manipulation libraries for this. So let me get them so we can add them. All right, here you are. We might not need all of them, but who knows? We'll figure it out. All right, so add this libraries here. It's your code, run it, and let's continue. All right. All right, so we're going to convert our date field values to date time. All right, and we're going to do df.head so you can see the difference. Okay, see, so this changes that, like Saturday, March 2nd to this format, and that's kind of what we want, but we want it to be formatted exactly how TurboTax wants it. So for that, we're going to add formatting to our date time, and we do need to do this first, because we try to format before we convert our date to date time, it'll give us an error. All right, so now here, let's do the formatting. It'll be like this. Okay, so date to date time again, but then this time with a comma and this format. This just converts it to UTC time, okay? And then that's it. It's pretty much the same thing, but we need to do this just so it is, you know, UTC. All right, so we have that confirmation here, like, hey, this is UTC. This is the format that they wanted. All right, okay, now let's rearrange those column fields. And that's where we're going to drop the origin and destination columns. Control C. Because, again, TurboTax doesn't want those. Let's look at what columns we have, just really fast. Cool. So destination and origin, we want to get rid of those, and then let's go back to the requirements. Okay, so we are going to try to follow what TurboTax has here. So date, time, sent amount. So the way the Columns are arranged here, from date to transaction ID. That's how we're going to rearrange them in our data frame. So let's do that. And it's pretty simple. It's just a lot of typing you have to do. But that's also why we did the df.columns, because you can just do a lot of copy and pasting. All right, so it'll be essentially this. All right, so it'll be df equals df, then brackets, and then our column fields. So this is how we arrange them. So date, type, sent asset, sent amount, and so forth. Okay, once we have all that, let's df dot home, sorry, actually head, sorry, slash head. All right, and there we have it. Okay, now it's newly rearranged and the data matches what TurboTax wants. Now, before we continue, we might do some more manipulation or whatever. We want a clean copy just in case anything happens to this data afterwards or by accident. So let's do that. So let's create a clean copy of this. And we can easily create another copy of a data frame with this right here. So we're going to be, okay, df underscore csv dot df dot copy. That's pretty much it. So, all right, and see, this is our backup copy. Great. All right. Now let's see. We're pretty much done with all our requirements manipulation and updates and column field drops and rearrangement and replacing the NaN values and updating this and that. So now we want to export. Let's check our directory before we move on. All right. So os.get wcd. Okay. So because we're exporting, we need to change the directories. All right. So os.chdir to get report path dot os dot get cwd. Okay, we're in the right path now. This is where we're going to export. So for exporting CSV files from a data frame, it's actually pretty simple. So it's like this. And again, based on the TurboTax requirements, they want a CSV file. So don't be confused and think, oh, well, they'll accept what's it called? Excel? They might, but again, like if they're in the requirements, they're asking for CSV, that's what we're going to give them. So this is what we're going to do. I'll show you an example of exporting an Excel file from all this data that we've cleaned up and updated based on the requirements. So, okay, so for exporting to CSV, exporting the CSV file, we're going to be like, okay, df CSV, that's our copy, our clean copy, to CSV, then the name of the file, and we're also going to add the date for today, and this is the way we're going to format it, plus the extension right here, okay? And then we just run this. Good, it works. Let's go back to our project folder, then to our reports, and we see that, hey, this did export. Let's check if our data actually exported as well. Sweet, all our data exported. And our time is correct as well. Nice. Okay, cool. So it's pretty much as simple as that. Now let's go back. Close all the windows. Don't save anything. Don't save. Okay, and we're going to delete this. And let's go back to our code. All right, so we've done all this. And let's say next year I have to do my taxes again, which I do, and I've sold a bunch of crypto, and I need to take my transaction upload file from Uphold and then reconvert it to the requirement format that TurboTax wants, right? I don't want to do this again. I don't want to spend doing all of this again from scratch. Thankfully, we've written all the code already. We can just do something simple like clear all outputs and then run all, and it do everything for us. Takes less than 5 seconds, right? Yeah, less than a second. And we go back here to our folder, we see it, and yeah, we're all done. We're good. Unfortunately, I don't think TurboTax will accept this, and I say this at the end because, well, a lot of work. Don't want to discourage you. The transaction hash, Uphold doesn't give it to us, and that might be something they really want. Same thing with some of these two other files. I know there's one. Let's see. If you don't know the market value of the digital asset transaction, leave it blank. Yeah. This one, at least, they won't really care about it, but market value currency, they will. So just take that into account. But just want to show you a process of how to take some transaction data and reconvert it to the required TurboTax formatting so that you can hopefully get accepted by them and do your taxes. Yay. Okay. That's pretty much it. Sorry. We are not done. I need to show you how to export it to Excel. So let's do that. Exporting data frame as an Excel file. So let's name this right here. And this is about the same as that, but there's one issue you're going to run into. Let's see. Run this code right here. Actually, let me show you the error rather than just explaining it to you. All right, so df to Excel. All right, let's create another clean copy here. All right, run this. Okay, cool. All right, now we have that over here. Okay, so we're going to create export file path. So it's going to get the report path. Then it's going to name our file, the date in the extension. Okay, so we're going to print out our path or everything we need for it. Then we do a writer, PDXL writer, TurboTax, this right here. Then the engine is going to be Excel writer, and then df to Excel writer right here. And then we're going to name the sheet name or the tab in that Excel file into crypto data, and then index false, and then write, save, and then writer.close. And I say that because let's say you run this and then you try to close out or delete that file, it'll give you an error like it's still being used. That's why you have to do this. Okay, and like Python or Visual Studio Code is going to tell you like, oh, this is depreciator or something, like just ignore it. Okay, this is almost 20 minutes long. My bad here. I should have made another video about this instead. But anyway, let's just finish up so we can just make it 3 videos wise. Right, so we're gonna run this, but we need to add some more libraries. Woo, yeah, okay. So for that, we're just gonna do this pretty much. That's what we need for our erxcel writer object here. Okay, so let's run this. Okay, we are running into an issue. Excel does not support datetime with time zones. So, at least in Excel, when we try to export with Excel, the date here, it has UTC time zone. So we need to get rid of that. And what we can do is do this to make it really easy, but still have the same formatting that we need for TurboTax. All right, so we're going to check the types first, like that. And you see date time and as UTC. That's the issue right there. Okay. So we're going to go from df date to equals dt.timezone. We're going to get rid of that time zone like that. And so then that should work. Let's run this again. See, calling close, already closed file. Ignore that. All right, and then we are going to get that CSV Excel file. Okay, where are you? Okay, so then move this. Okay, oh cool. Okay, everything's formatted correctly, and yeah, we are good to go now. We finished everything. Actually, no, yeah, I think I can do another video for you guys because I want to show you how to do multiple exports, at least for an Excel file. You can do that with CSV. So yeah, I'll see you in a bit. All right, bye, and thanks for listening.